Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 1 with Play on a Budget with the Selesnya Heroes. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is a very good hand. This is an awesome hand. If we can get some more pump spells, this will be even better. We can start off first turn with a Soldier Pantheon, followed up by a Phalanx Leader. I'm definitely loving this play. So, no, we'd not like to mulligan. And we're going to go ahead and go with that line of play. This card can be a nightmare for certain decks that try to use any sort of multicolored removal like Abrupt Decay, Detention Sphere, or the Azorius Charm. So it's a blue deck. I'm thinking Mono Blue Devotion. This deck is pretty decent versus us, I'm sure. But hopefully he has no way to tap anything down with his Tidebind Mage. So definitely the race is on already. So the good thing about it is he can't really interact with us. There's not much that he can use. So we're just going to pump out these Phalanx Leaders. And hopefully go to town on him. So, I mean, he's down to an 18. He's going to want to be aggressive too. But again, we can just go nuts with... I mean, the worst case scenario is he has a Frostburn Weird on turn 2. Evolves his dude. But, I mean, we can always Selesnya Charm the Phalanx Leader. And they'll put him up to a 4/4, kill his Frostburn Weird, and then also put a counter on the Soldier Pantheon. So I'm thinking we're going to get in for at least 3 damage next turn, depending on how this pans out. So probably the best thing I can draw into is a Dauntless Onslaught or a Giant Growth, a Phytoburst. I mean, I don't like Phytoburst because it gives him information, and that card will probably get cut sideboard versus this mono blue deck. The thing is, I don't really have the greatest sideboard versus mono blue. It's decent. I mean, I probably want to keep my 60 pretty decent. Okay, so this is exactly what I thought was going to come down. It's going to be Frostburn Weird, and we can probably bait him out of losing his Frostburn Weird. So he's going to get in there for 1. That is definitely fine by me. Again, the key to these devotion decks is just keeping their devotion. Ooh, that is actually awesome. So I could put, well, yeah, it's better than using the Selesnya Charm. Oh, no. We definitely want to put out a Favored Hoplite. And get in here with the Phalanx Leader. And no matter what he does, I'm Selesnya Charming the Phalanx Leader. But let's see if he does actually block with his Frostburn Weird here. If not, he's going to go for a Master of Waves. Yeah, he is going to go for a Master of Waves. Unfortunately, if this was another double white, we could just go for another Phalanx Leader. But we're going to go ahead and just Selesnya Charm the Phalanx Leader. And this is going to be a crazy, crazy damage. It'd be 7 damage to be exact. And he's down to an 11. And I've got a 3/3, a 3/3, and a 2/3 already on board with the Common Bond. So I'm hoping I can outrace that Master of Waves. I'm hoping like the best thing that can come out here is like a Thassa. I'd hate to see a Nightveil Spectre come out, but he's not in the greatest shape ever. As, I mean, Common Bond is going to be able to pump up my Phalanx Leader to 4/4, pump up my Favored Hoplite to huge, and then the Soldier Pantheon will also be a 4/3. So the race is definitely on. The Master of Waves is the only thing in this deck that I really believe is going to get him back in this. He's a little bit slow on Biden of Thassa and other cards similar to that. Even Thassa would be a horrible play to put down. A Judge's Familiar, that's good. It can chump block, but that's about all it can do. And I am just outclassing him right here. And I really don't see a Cloudfin Raptor attacking here. Yeah, I mean, he's got to keep stuff back. The threat of me just overwhelming him here is very real. Where was that last turn? We'll go ahead and put that out, and I'm going to attack in with everything. And depending how he blocks here is how we decide to Common Bond or save it for another Phalanx Leader the following turn. Because if he does Master Waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he'll get 5 2/1s. But he's still on the ropes. And if he doesn't block here, he just dies. So he's going to lose a creature probably no matter what. I am worried about a Cyclonic Rift in his hand. They're usually just a 2 of in the deck, though. So the probability of him having a Cyclonic Rift isn't terribly good. And he can't block the Soldier. So he's going to Rapid Hybridization his own Judge's Familiar, which is pretty much the most awesome thing ever, because that gets rid of 2 cards out of his hand. All my guys survive no matter what. Blocking a Favored Hoplite. Oh, this is just perfect. Perfect. So Common Bond here and here. It is a board wipe. We wipe his entire board. And he'll have 4 cards on his draw phase. So Master Waves is going to be very, very poor by this next turn. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, oh, and he just scoops. He just scoops. Okay. So he doesn't think he can come back from that. This is exactly how this deck works. That was pretty much the God draw on our part. Again, I'm very nervous. Very, very nervous against Mono Blue. Because there's really no way. I mean, if he gets his God draw, there's really no way, nothing I can do. I don't think that I think I take out like all of these Rangers Guiles and the God's Willing, because I just don't think they do much. I mean, God's Willing can give a creature pro blue and get in for the win, so that's better than Rangers Guile. And I'm thinking that Warrior's Lesson, this is a card again, I didn't explain this in the deck tech. I don't really know how well I like this. I just thought that it was a cool card, so I kept it in. Phalanx Leader, Dauntless Onslaught, Fabled Hero, Fencing Ace, Soldier Pantheon, all these are so good versus him. Combat, Dryad Militant, Giant Gross. I think that all those, I kind of want a God's Willing just as an evasion to get in there for the final damage, but I think that I can just push through either way. Dryad Militants might want to come out just because it gives his Tidebinder Mage a target, but I'm thinking that he'll bring in Almond Speakers and take out the Tidebinder Mages, as it doesn't have a great target. But with knowing my luck, I'll first turn Dryad Militant and he'll second turn Tidebinder Mage. That's how it goes. So, and I do have Wild Beastmaster too that I could take it if I was really worried about that. So I don't know. Maybe I think I'm going to submit it like this. See how well this list will run. So anyway, I'm thinking the key to this matchup will be Unflinching Courage, dropping it on a Fabled Hero, Unflinching Courage. Even if he has like a Thassa, I believe my Fabled Hero is going to get out of control and be bigger than his Thassa. Get in there for life linking damage every turn. But you never know. With Mono Blue, like I said, their God Draw basically beats any God Draw in the format right now. If you don't have, and then I'm a deck that absolutely has 0 ways to interact with him. Besides, Selesnya Charming off of Thassa is a real thing, though. Keepable hand, definitely keepable hand. We got a first turn play into a second turn play into a third turn play into an awesome Dauntless Onslaught. No, we'd not like to mulligan this. Our opponent does have to mulligan to 6, so he already is on the ropes. See if he has a first turn play. He has no first turn play. So that is definitely going to be a great news for me. So Soldier Pantheon can come out. Probably my best drop, because if he puts out a Frostburn Weird here, not only do I gain a life, but I got Evasive. Yeah. Okay, so this is looking really good. We'll get in here for 2 damage. And I'm still thinking that the Phalanx Leader is the right play. No Essence Scatter. I do believe they put Essence Scatter in some of the sideboards for Mono Blue. So no Nightville Spectre coming out. Nothing coming out right here. So this is very interesting. And again, I think the right play is just to regular planes. I don't need to give information with the Temple Garden. And if he decides to activate that Mutavault, he is in terrible position, which he does not. So he's down to a 15, and now we can Fencing Ace and Soldier Pantheon, which is going to be just crazy, because this Fencing Ace is going to get huge. I'm probably going to Dauntless Onslaught it and the Phalanx Leader. See if there's an end of turn play like a Rift, a Cyclonic Rift on a Phalanx Leader or what. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I thought he was going to do. But it wastes his turn, it wastes his mana. Master Waves is really terrible here. He can Night Veil Spectre. Yep, that's the best play that he can do, but he's going to have to start blocking. And again, we have the Dauntless Onslaught that I will use to kill it. Or do I just want to get in here for... I think I'm going to get in here for as much damage as possible. He can only block the Fencing Ace. And if I Dauntless Onslaught, at least I can kill that Night Veil Spectre. And I think that's actually better. So we're going to do that play. So he can't block the Soldier Pantheons. And then he's going to be just down. He's going to be on the ropes. He's just going to have to keep... So he doesn't play it. That is interesting. So do I want to go for... So it'd be 3, that'd be 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would do 12 damage. I still think the right play is just to do the damage here. This is going to be 6 damage. He's going to be still in a one-turn range to kill him. Master Waves is actually incredibly good here, though. But we can always just Phalanx Leader, and he'll have to block with his tokens. So let's see what happens here. So cross your fingers for no Master of Waves. There's the Master of Waves. So it's going to put out 4 1/1s, but again, he's got to block them all. So we will attack into everything. I do have to worry about a rapid hybridization, but at least we'll put counters on everything. The most likely scenario is he just puts the elementals under the bus. And so double Master of the Waves is something I have to worry about. And maybe this is when I do need to bring in the God's Willings. As that evasion's everything. I did think about putting Brave the Elements in the deck for exactly these scenarios and as an Anger of Gods. Yeah, he does have rapid hybridization. I'm not too worried about a rapid hybridization, though, because it gets a card out of his hand, still gives me a 3/3. So double blocking. I can get up to 4... 3/3, 4/4. I can only get him up to a 4/4. But this is still, he's got to block the Fencing Ace, otherwise I can just... No, I can't even quite Dauntless Onslaught it. I'm thinking Common Bond actually might be a little bit better here. Yeah, so, yep, Common Bond on the Fencing Ace. No, just on the Phalanx Leader and the Soldier Pantheon? Is that the right way to go? I think that is the right way to go. So, Dauntless Onslaught on the Phalanx Leader, and that way the Fencing Ace doesn't need a counter. It double strikes that off anyway. And the Soldier Pantheon. See if your rapid hybridization's anything here. He does not. So that double strikes that off. Ooh, I lose my Soldier Pantheon. Maybe I didn't want to do it that way. And the Phalanx Leader does die as well. But he takes 5. And he loses all of his elementals. And he's down to a 4. So, and I still have Common Bond that is decent. Giant Growth would have totally done it there. He's still, I mean, he's still good with another Master of Waves. If he has that draw, though, I mean, there's really no, that's the thing with Mono Blue. If they've got, you know, double Master of Waves, it's incredibly hard to come back from. Selesnya Charm would be the best draw in the world I could draw into. So is he really just going to attack? Don't understand this play. Really don't understand this play. See what he gets off the top from me. Hopefully not. Hopefully a land. Temple Garden it is. Perfect land too, because if he wanted to play it, he'd have to untap. He'd have to play it. And does he have another Master of Waves? Well, this is the draw you cannot beat when he goes this route. So unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and we get a. Ugh, I don't even think I can give him another turn. Because the Soldier Pantheon only goes up to a 3. The double striking Fencing Ace is the only thing I'm going to attack in with. And yeah, double Masters. And no way to interact. So I guess the right thing would have been to keep my Soldier Pantheon alive. A God's Willing would have won me the game here. A Selesnya Charm probably would have won me the game here as well. And he's just going to do it that way, which is fine by me. We double strike that elemental off. And this allows me to put out a Wild Beastmaster. And let's hope for that Selesnya Charm. But literally, I do think this is the only card in the deck that can beat me. Problem is he can Mutavault here and swing with everything. I think the right line of play is just to block with as much damage as possible. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I am just going to take this. Gets a Fabled Hero, which I did not want on the top, so again, Selesnya Charm is the way to go. Still has 2 cards in hand. I mean, Athas is really good. Judge's Familiar is pretty good. But it is the Selesnya Charm we need. And another Nightvale Spectre. Pretty good. And let's see what we can draw into. Selesnya time. Selesnya Charm one time. No Selesnya Charm. So, I think what we do. Yeah, we just concede this. There's nothing. What does he have to lose his master though? He just blocks with 1 master. Blocks here, activates, blocks there. And then he just kills me. All right, so we'll go on to the next game. Like I said, the God draw of Mono Blue is really, really good. I'm going to bring these God's Willing in as another way to be evasive with him. I'm thinking these Wild Beastmasters are just a little bit too slow. So I'll bring in 2 God's Willings. Still thinking that Unflinching Courages are nuts. If I would have drawn an Unflinching Courage there, it would have been pretty good too, because I could have put it on the... I could have blocked the Mutavault if that's the case, but I could have put it on the Fencing Ace. And possibly it could have done some work there. So, gosh, I really want to try this Warrior's Lesson too, to give me some sort of... I kind of got a little bit flooded there. Did I have 7 or 6 lands there? I'm not sure. I think this is the right way to go. I'm going to take out... No, this is fine. We're going to submit this away. So trample, trample. Maybe Common Bond isn't that great. Yes, it is. Fencing Ace, Phalanx Leader, Dauntless Onslaught, Fabled Hero. All these are things I want. I get the jump on him this time, which is a lot of time the difference between that 6 damage and not. Or at least making him have to start block. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is a decent hand. We've got the Unflinching Courage and the Favored Hoplite. We do need to draw into a subsequent 2-drop. The best card in the world to draw into would be a Phalanx Leader. So he does have a first turn Claflin Raptor. And there's another Dauntless Onslaught. Down to a 19. So one more creature would be ideal. I am probably going to Unflinching Courage on my Favored Hoplite, depending on what he puts on. Frostburn Weird, that does evolve as Cloudfin Raptor. So the race is definitely on. The good news is I'm going to get Lifelink. Again, Master Waves is really the only card that just blows me out of the water here. There's another Favored Hoplite. I wish that came out last turn. It would have been perfect. But the right play here is just to Unflinching Courage onto the Favored Hoplite. Now I've got a 4/5 Trample Lifelinker. Which he cannot block here. Well, if he does block, he's silly. But 23 to 15. I do have to worry about a Cyclonic Rift. But I'm thinking he's going to try to go for it. See if he has the God Draw, Nightville Spectre, and a Master of Waves. This gives me some pseudo evasion, though, which is awesome. And again, next turn we got the Favored Hoplite with Common Bond, which will be really good as well. Because this will be a 3/4, and this will be a 6/7 Trample Lifelink card. So again, he's making decisions here. I hope the decision isn't between a Cyclonic Rift and a Nightville Spectre, because Cyclonic Rift just destroys me here. Unless I draw into a God's Willing and he holds it back. Interesting. He's going to attack him with both of these. Down to 21. Definitely not in any sort of... So Thassa. Wow. I could just... I can do a ton of damage here. This is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be very bad for him. Master Waves is... He's got to play Master Waves next turn. He can't just... Oh, geez. That is tempting to go Phalanx Leader. But I think the right play is just Favored Hoplite. And to Common Bond these. So he's down to a 9. I'm up to a healthy 27. Again, Cyclonic Rift's the only thing that's going to get him out of this predicament. And I'm thinking he's going to want a Master of Waves here. Nightville Spectre. Okay, that does evolve it. It does allow Thassa to be activated. He's got to leave everything back, though. And a pump spell, a giant growth here would be just game. Well, apparently he doesn't want to leave everything back, which I do believe was the right move. I don't think there's anything 1 mana. Rapid Hybridization, he does have Rapid Hybridization. That could be a big problem if he has it. So let's cross our fingers for no Rapid Hybridization. Might as well attack with both. So Thassa goes there. I guarantee he's got the rapid hybridization, but we're going to get baited into it. So here it comes. And maybe I should have posted. Yeah, ouch. And I still lose that guy too, don't I? Because I didn't target him. Yep. So that does hurt a lot. Master Waves just completely destroys me here. A 4/4 is kind of useless. So I guess I needed to bring in those Ranger's Guiles and God's Willing. He had a very, very solid hand on this game as well. Again, I got I think a little bit flooded and didn't have that jump. That Favored Hoplite would have came one turn earlier. I think this would be a different story. Especially now if he goes Master Waves. But that's mono blue. You can't beat the God draw. Don't expect to unless you're, especially with a deck that doesn't run any sort of interaction with it, doesn't try to kill off its devotion. There still is ways that I can win this. Yeah, I definitely misplayed that last play. I should have put it on the Phalanx Leader and my other Favored Hoplite, because I'd still be alive with the Favored Hoplite. So he played that pretty risky though. With if I did have the creature removal, it would have just been game. So hopefully, let's see what he gets off the top. A land off the top. Oh, come on. Ah, man, Selesnya Charm would have been perfect for Thassa. Wow. All right. Well, that's life. That's sometimes how it rolls. And here comes Master of Waves. No, another Nightvale Spectre. Okay. And a Mutavault. So Dryad Militant, which is actually horrible now. And I think we're just going to get beat down over time. Again, another Unflinching Courage on a Phalanx Leader isn't horrible. But we'd have to double into like Unflinching Courage and then God's Willing. And then still it's not that. Nothing's set in stone because he still has this Thassa we have to deal with. And he's going to get so much card advantage out of those Spectres. So all he has to do is hit some lands here, and he can start casting everything that I put out. Or everything he gets off the top of those. But he still is living on the edge here by attacking him with everything. If I do draw into another Selesnya Charm. Common Bond, that would have been decent. Fencing Ace would have been okay. Master of Waves, that is horrible for me. Yep, and that is game. All right, so we end up losing this one again. It's a mono blue. I don't feel too bad because this is what happens when they get the God draw. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.